Good morning. It's gonna be funny from the last vlog that I was out in the woods and now I am driving to work, which is actually a few days after I had recorded that. But bing. It's too early for this shit. It is just too fucking early. Honestly, I can't wait to have time off. I know there's been a few weeks where I should have streamed. I should have let the Char Wolf out. And whatever, you know. But I chose not to. Because I don't know about you guys, but hunting is pretty important in my family. And sometimes you got to take the stress out. And you get a couple deer licenses and you go out hunting for a while and you hope you get something. A lot of people don't do what we do. We don't sit there in a blind or a tree stand or anything like that. We like to, when it's rifle season, we like to walk through the woods and figure out where the deer go and walk them out. And not necessarily sneak up on the deer, but sometimes hopefully get a shot at a big one. And some of us do get lucky. But we really didn't get lucky at all that day I recorded that video. We really didn't have much of a shot or much of a chance. Everything that we saw was on a dead run, and there was really nothing we could do about it. There's only one of us that was a really good shot, and that was my brother. He's a really, really good shot at getting them on the run, and it just didn't happen. Like, it just wasn't our weekend, and that happens. If we don't get anything to fill our freezers for the rest of the year, then in January, where we have that one weekend for doe season, we'll just try to fill as many tags as possible with during doe season. It's fine, it happens, because my uncle about a month or so ago had knee surgery, but surprisingly, he was able to walk a little bit. And my dad wasn't able to go because he also had surgery literally the week of deer season. So he to get his knee fixed. He had both of his knees replaced a year or so ago, and he had like a how he described it was like a nasty Charlie horse. So when that muscle relaxed, it broke the plastic in his knee, on his right knee, and it's the plastic that's right against the bone. It didn't break the bone or anything. He's fine. They just had I had to take a day off and take him down there. That was not fun, especially driving home was not fun. But they made me sit there and wait for four and a half hours, and I had to ask to be able to go see him, and which I shouldn't have had to ask, but I had to ask. They made me wait an extra hour and a half to sit there, or almost an extra hour and a half to sit there. They were bringing people in and out during that time, and I'm like, they should have called me in to go out there and go see him and see how he's doing. And I really shouldn't have had to ask. But it was just a plastic replacement, but he couldn't really do anything with it. Even though he felt great, he really couldn't do anything with it, because once it got pissed off, it would swell up and it would not be good. He might be able to at least drive us around, or drive around and at least do something. Probably not much, but he's most likely going to go with us this coming weekend, and at least drive us around. Which is fine. I have a feeling I'm going to end up recording a couple of videos where I get incredibly deep in thought at some point. This is kind of like foreshadowing that I'm bound to do it, because it's the random thoughts that I have, because I don't stop thinking. I'm always thinking. I'm always going. I don't take breaks. I just keep going. There's sometimes I'm lucky and I'm able to just sit there and relax. Other times I just can't. See the FNAF 2 movie, and obviously I'm gonna go see Iron Lung if it comes out, and it comes out in the two theaters I go to, which is one of them is where I work, and the other one's about an hour or so away from where I live. I'm hoping Markiplier's got some fans in that area, and hoping that that they managed to convince those theaters to bring that movie there. If not, then I'm gonna have to wait a while, I guess, because Markiplier, Mark, his wife Amy, and his editors, and whoever else that he has working for him or working with him, or doing it themselves, they're the only distributors. And just like he did in his live stream, if you want that movie in your theater, especially if you're in your local theater, get on their website and simply just be polite. Don't be an asshole. Be polite and just ask them to contact Markiplier and get Iron Lung in there. And make sure that if you're part of his Discord, make sure you use the correct link to that website, to their website, to your theater's website, so that way Mark could add it. And just simply ask. Just, don't be an asshole. Me, I don't have time to do that, so I can't. I work all the time. I really don't have breaks. And it's also a thing too. I went back to drinking caffeine in November and December because it's obviously fucking colder, and the animals move a hell of a lot more when it's cold like it is. So I got to be focused. I got to be somewhat more awake than I would if I wasn't drinking any caffeine at all. And it's all going to go to change again when I go on break and have those 2 weeks where I don't have to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I could just sleep in. Well, normally I'm still going to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I can't just get out of that routine. Go back to drinking 1 to 2 pops a day. Go back to the diet that I was on because it was really working with my stomach. Because you guys don't know, I deal with stomach problems. I have a bad acid reflux problem. Yeah, it's become more prevalent the older I get. I'm thinking I've only taken off because of that alone maybe once or twice this whole year. So in a way it's gotten to the point where it's gotten better enough that I've been watching what I eat, been sticking to a diet and whatever else, that I don't have to deal with it as much. But I've realized that if I sit there and have, fried chicken, which fried chicken is what I absolutely love. I love fried chicken. I can't sit there and eat a whole lot of fried chicken anymore. My stomach will not tolerate the grease. Last time I brought fried chicken home, I got sick off of it. And the last time I had Subway was probably 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, and I got sick off of it, and I think it might have been triggered by a red onion. A raw red onion. And it was just one of those days where everything was fine when I woke up, and after a while, after about an hour or two, just get started with work and everything, and then my stomach was like, yeah, no, fuck you. It made me feel miserable the whole rest of the morning, and then I started throwing up. Man, it just wouldn't stop. And I'm like, that's gonna fucking make me go home. Barely get started on work and barely get anything done, and my stomach's being this big of an asshole. It's just something I've been dealing with ever since I was a kid. I don't eat really big meals anymore. I can still eat a plate full of food, but I don't sit there and like overload it, so I don't have to get up and get a second plate. I try and eat what I can and save enough room for any dessert if needed, and then that's it. Otherwise, I don't really eat all that much. Most of the time, I only eat once a day. I only eat one solid meal a day. But no, you're not really supposed to do that, but if it prevents me from getting sick, I do that. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I get lucky, so, sometimes I don't. But now, I've been really trying to finish some series, finish some games, so that way I can finish them and be done with it, and not have to worry about it, not have to bother with it. One's taking longer than what it should because I had to do things differently at one point. I had to change things up after spending multiple times getting my butt kicked. And usually I would end up winning, just, keep bashing my head against the wall, and eventually I'll get that one lucky run, and it'll be done and over with. But now it's like I could get to the end game, and I've gotten so close to the end, and yet somehow get screwed over so bad. And then I'm spending hours at the beginning of the final boss fight, getting one shot multiple times. If you don't sit there and play soul-like games all the time, you're not going to be good. And I'm not. I'm as average as you can say. I don't sit there and play the game all the time. I'm really not that good at all. Sometimes it's a lot of bashing your head against the wall until you get it. And you can sit there and be an absolute dodging god and dodge like your life depended on it, and still get one shot by the boss that follows. And in any moment you try and do certain things. Like, I don't like to use additional buffs when I play. I don't like using them. I'll use whatever talisman that helps. Otherwise, I don't like using any additional buff. And right now, looking at the stats of my character, I know my stamina is not there. Not where it should be. It should be about 40. 35 to 40, and it's really not. My health is at 50 when it should be about 60. And yet here I am trying to, with this particular build, and the thing is, I can't respect, even though I think I've even shown it in the video, that even though it says I can respect, I can't, because I did Selen's Quest. Because I did Selen's Quest and finished it and chose her side instead of stabbing her in the back, I can't respect with this character. I can't. It probably would work a lot better with the Darkmoon Greatsword if my strength was higher than my dex. But I also ran around with the Rapier and the Moonveil quite a bit in some of the runs, and I wasn't getting anywhere close to where I was when I was running around with a Darkmoon Greatsword and just spamming spells when I could. And yeah, I kind of built the character to be like a freaking glass cannon in a way, with how I have things set up, and I'm relying heavily on a spell I never really liked before, because I liked using Rock Sling. I liked using the Meteorite Staff and just going with Rock Sling the whole time. I didn't like using any other spell besides Rock Sling. Rock Sling was like the saving grace every time. And it's just frustrating. Sometimes you just gotta put the controller down and walk away from the game, and then you need to come back. And then it takes like a minute to 2 minutes to beat the first guy. And then you have majority of your potions and whatever else to fight against the last boss. And you just hope it works out the way you want it. And I don't remember a spell that the Elden Beast used to where it followed you all the time. Like, I don't remember that kind of spell. I've been done in by the same spell so many times. It's like it summons, it goes to use the spell where it fires a bunch of like magical lasers at you that just, and then it just dissipates, and then it fires another one where it goes like this with its sword, and all these lasers just starts appearing, and no matter where you move, you try and dodge that shit, you can't. It follows you, and once it hits you, then another one hits you, then another one hits you, and then all of a sudden you're getting barrada and you can't fucking move and you can't do shit. Even on the horse, even on Torrent, you're running full bore and you're getting hit and it stops you. You're getting hit again. By the third hit, it knocks you off your horse. And then the whole swarm just comes at you. And you're spamming B, you're spamming dodge, you're spamming run, and it's just not doing you any good. And I don't want to sit there and spam arrows for another couple weeks or so just to get my health and my stamina up to where it should be. I might have upped my stamina just a little bit, but I don't think I upped it by much from the last time I messed about, but I don't think you need your high beams on while you're in town, jackass. No, when in town here, they're still showing movies that I don't care for. So I won't come in here and watch. I won't come in here and watch movies around here unless they start showing movies that I actually do care about watching. Then I'll watch. Otherwise, I don't bother caring about watching them. It's funny, in my time, and I don't play Arc Raiders like all the time, but anytime I do play it, I've been getting along with other players. I don't really like sit there and use my mic and talk to people. Be like, I won't kill you or try to kill you if you don't try and kill me, you know? I'm just here for the loot so I can either to craft a bunch of ammo or sell a bunch of ammo, or to buy a bunch of ammo and weapons, just in case if I lose them when I go out on a run, you know? Because I want to at least have fun, you know? like PvP and shit like that. I really don't care for it. I just want to be able to have fun. I've only had one moment where I spawned into the game, barely had any loot on me, and somebody decided, oh, target required, ping, and just literally took my ass out. But I've got to go to work, and I'll see you in the next vlog.